And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing the best content to the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I'm a real-world flight dispatcher. I'm going to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And today, we're going to be taking the Star Alliance special livery on the Pmdg 777-300 down to Miami, where there is a shit ton of weather in between where we're at and Miami. We'll be carrying a shitload of fuel today. It's going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. We're going to be carrying Orlando as precautionary alternate with over 60 minutes of extra fuel for weather deviations during the climb, weather deviations in cruise, weather deviations during descent, and then also thunderstorm impacts at ETA in Miami. Plus, there's a high arrival rate at our ETA as well. So we got a lot of fuel in case we need to do some holding, as well as divert to Orlando, which will probably be impacted by thunderstorms by the time we were to get there as well. So that is the plan for today. Pretty straightforward, A to B. And over to the chat, we got Zach Hamilton in the house. Going on, dude? Great to see you, man. Captain Zip, hey yo, great to see you as well. Marco, my friend, great to see you, dude. Wes, how are you? Andrew, great to see you, dude. Audio check. Fortunately, this time I did one before starting the stream, so on it today. Leonardus, hello, hello, great to see you as well. FO Pilot, yo, yo, great to see you, man. And my watch is like, are you starting your day? Bitch, I started my day like a few hours ago. But yeah, so that's going to be the plan for today. Figured we'd fly some thunderstorms since we have some form of weather radar on this airplane. So it should be good time. Image Seeker, great to see you, dude. Welcome, welcome. Weather, weather, and weather. Yep, got that right. So let's jump to it. I'm going to get this main door open so we can start boarding the passengers. With a very lovely modeled interior on the 777. If only the TVs worked, that'd be pretty dope. Alright, let's hop to it. Look at those aviators going. On emergency lights, window heat. Hydraulics stay off. We already got our fuel, so we'll turn the seatbelt signs to on. Fuel pumps can stay off for now. Cool, looks good. Pull up the OFP, and as y'all can see, actually I don't know why there's not an area over Dulles, because there are thunderstorms around Dulles as well. But as you can see, we've got some weather on the climb. Isolated embedded thunderstorms, surface to 42,000 feet. And then they got an area down here in South Florida, which I'm not sure why it's not over land, because there's plenty of thunderstorms over South Florida as well. But the same thing, isolated embedded CBs, surface to 42,000 feet. Alright, got the OFP pulled up. And we are in Washington Dulles. Got that GPS position, drop that in there. Route KIAD. Head down to Miami. Not American. And we're United 1215. And we're going to be departing off of runway 30 on the Jacoby 4 Scoob transition. And then over to route. From there, we're going to go ears. Scarp. Yankee 313. So we are going to go out over the Atlantic routes today, which in real life may or may not actually file this route because of the weather that's kind of on the entry of the AR routes. ATC may not want you out there, but there's not a lot of weather on the ARs, which is typically a bigger problem. And then we're going to be on the Bonefish. So if this was a real life flight, we would probably go down the coastal route, just kind of rides the coast of the US, but I wanted to put us in more weather. So we're going to go ILS runway 8 right, Bonefish 2, Hogue transition. I'm not going to do the Dolphin transition. Actually, fuck it, we will. Legs. Look for any discontinuities. Got vectors, Dolphin, we expect that. We'll leave that. Activate, execute, VNAV. We're going to go up to 36,000 feet. Zero fuel weight is 457.4. Reserve fuel is 10,600. Cost index flying at a, where's it at? Oh, it's got 176. We're not doing that. Must have optimized it. We're gonna fly CI-99. We'll run our takeoff perf. I don't know why they have this button because it never works. They don't do shit. Alright, optimum NAI should be off, and packs I want. Nah, we're leaving auto. Import weather, cool, calculate. Alright, we're gonna go TO2 with a temp of 45. Flaps 105. CG 30% gives us 4.75 on the trim. And that's got a 4.8. Okay, but it only goes in increments of 0.25, so that would explain that. Then we got a V2 of 162. 55, 58, yep, all those match, cool. Alrighty, flight directors, get those on. Put in our V2 of 162. Runway heading is 301. And then our initial climb should be 3,000. Get that APU up. Let's refresh the weather. And winds are 200 at 6, 10 statute miles, broken at 2,000, broken 29, overcast 10,000, temperatures 270.22, altimeters 3003. Cool, I'll wait on the APU to fire up, which is spoiling up. Run the initial checklist. So oxygen. Let's test that. I'll turn that camera down. That is tested. Flight instruments we have checked. Park and brake set. Fuel control cutout switches are checked. And APU is up. Alright. Airplane's all set up, ready to go. Just once they finish boarding, we'll get out of here. And see, this is why I had the camera sped up. It's for this reason right here. Andrew says, sounds like fun Florida ops. You know it, man. Every damn day for like 7 straight months. The weather we're going to see today is what it is down here, as you very well know. All my passengers boarding yet. I guess they will be coming down the jetway. Number Seeker, good afternoon to you as well, my friend. Marco said, I think you need to update the title. It's still... Oh, for real? This fucking slow piece of shit. Yeah, it does. Yep. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate that. Doing good. Did a 10-hour flight from JFK to Honolulu yesterday. Good God. I never understand anybody in those long hauls. Unless you just like got a lot of shit to do and be gone from the house for like 10 hours. Man. Or I guess maybe if you're trying to build time at a virtual airline or something like that, I guess that would make sense. I get uncomfortable leaving my computer on that damn long. Sometimes. Unless I'm streaming, I'll hammer it out for that, but like I don't know, I baby the shit out of my computer. So I get afraid like if I leave it on that long, it's just gonna get hot. Zippy Zapple, hello there to you as well. Great to see you, my friend. Welcome. I was wondering how we'd hit Florida going to... Yeah, I just forgot to update that part. I think change title, I have to restart. No, I don't. There's like a little button that lets me change stuff from the studio room, as it calls it. Like, went through flight keys training here. Gotta say, it's a great product. Gives us a lot of functionality and quality of life changes over what we currently... Oh. So, with what you currently use, would you say it's antiquated? Is it old? I saw a meme that was like making jokes about, when Southwest had their last giant outage during the holidays, it was because their systems were so antiquated and old. But now flip forward to this last global IT outage that Southwest was unaffected because of how antiquated and old their shit was. So it was kind of like shots fired back kind of thing. I thought it was pretty funny. Probably not enough changes to make it worth it for you guys to switch to. I have to imagine they're changing or charging an astronomical price for it. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we recently went through an upgrade on our dispatch software called FPM Up. I guess for upgrade, I don't know, but all it did was update the flight list, not anything else. Most don't like it. including myself. The one, I think, positive thing was that instead of, after releasing a flight and FPM is generating the TLR, used to you'd have to wait for the TLR to finish generating before you would hit add standard to generate the packet and send it to the airport. Now you don't have to wait for the TLR, it will automatically attach on its own. But then obviously if the station prints before the TLR attaches, then you don't have TLR. So, because they're not supposed to print paperwork until like an hour prior to make sure that they have the latest weather and NOTAMs, but the airport typically will just go ahead and print as soon as they see it's up. So, a little counterintuitive. D-Champ! What's going on, dude? Great to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Owls is in the house. Owls, what's going on, dude? Great to see you, my friend. How you doing? Gonna get back in the A300 after work today. I almost did a cargo day today. I thought about doing like an MD-11 to somewhere and then a A300 back. And like, I'm glad you kind of said this. So something I'm realizing about myself, I am my own worst enemy when it comes to being a streamer. Because like I'm so fucking indecisive on what to stream. Like there's so many things that I'll want to stream. Like just today I was battling myself wanting to do the A300 and MD-11, but then wanting to fly this airplane. But then I kind of want to go back to the A320 because I haven't flown an A320 in forever, and I got all this fancy hardware and haven't touched it in a long time. I was wanting to do some CRJ shit because of the Boris sound pack, but then I was also kind of wanting to do some Embraer action too. It's like I just get to the point where sometimes it's like I don't know what I want to fly, so fuck, I'm not going to fly. And then I go mow the yard instead. Do grown-up shit. My PC is on 13 hours a day anyway. Yeah. And I know like PCs are built for that shit. I'm a bitch. That's exactly it. The memes about our old tech is funny, but it's kind of true. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Gonna do some DHL over Europe. Nice. I also thought about flying in Europe today, but I think tomorrow I'm gonna fly the Airbus, probably Edinburgh to Amsterdam. And y'all know how I feel about Europe ops, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I think they're just about done boarding up. I ain't seeing no more passengers. We've said hello to everybody. So. I'm gonna wait for them to finish. There it is. And let's close all the doors. Arm them up. Ground connections. I'm going to release the ground power and the air conditioning unit. We'll go ahead and pull chocks too, because I'll forget. Alright, run through the checklist. Flight deck doors closed and locked. MCP, we got a V2 162, heading 301, initial climb of 3,000. All that's set. V speeds are set at 55, 58, 62. City pre-flight's complete. Trim, we want 4.75. Oh wait, probably help if we turn the hydraulics on, right? Alright, trim is set 4.75. Taxi and takeoff brief will say we did it, and get that beacon light on. We'll get connected to vPilot. Alright, brakes released. And we popped up into somebody else. So that's RB. Got Jack Center online. God dang it, man. This fucking mouse. 32. 42. So I'm having issues with my scroll wheel. I don't know, it's like an issue with the sensor or something where I'll do like a scroll up and it'll scroll down, and it's been acting funky. Alright, let's fire them up. Europe flying scares you? Europe flying scares me too. Do not feel bad. I can barely understand people. Their SIDS and stars are goofy as hell. I'm not a fan. David! What's going on, my friend? Great to see you, dude. Glad to have you back, man. Hope all is well. Everything's good, man. No complaints. Just, as always, busy as hell with work and girlfriend and adulting and all that kind of shit. Takes away from getting to do this. What's going on? The wings falling off? No, when I connected to VATSIM, a dude was pulling into the same gate that I was about to push out of, so we were seeing his wings. That's all that was. Flash the light out to let her know we got it. Go flaps 5. Checklist. Any ice, we're going to leave an auto recall. This check flight controls. Checked. Ground equipment's clear. Flaps 5, set for takeoff. Dulles traffic 9 at 12:15 heavies, and we taxi in runway 30 via taxiways Delta Echo Yankee 11. Dulles. It's fine, the wings can be yeah, right. See where this guy goes. He's hauling ass. Playing a flap sound and flaps aren't moving. Alright. We'll do a little mini brief. So we're going to be pounding off runway 30 on the Jacoby 4 Scoob transition. up to 3,000 feet. V speeds 55, 58, 62. Our min required takeoff fuel. We'll look at my actual EFB, make it quicker. 75.9. We got 76.8 on board. Alright, he's rolling. There's something I was about to do. I don't remember what it is. Oh, I remember now. Maybe it's used transmitting on Unicom or what. Dulles traffic United 1215 heavy is lining up runway 30. We'll be waiting for departing traffic. Dulles. One thing I noticed after flying the 777, sometimes my speed bleeds off. I assume it's the weather changes. The plane can't speed back up. Interesting. I have not noticed that on mine. Make sure you check like what speed mode you're in. Cali Simmer. Hey, 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 how's my favorite dispatcher doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. Same old same. Had a nice beach day yesterday. I got to do some delivery, airplane delivery stuff tonight. Other than that, pretty good. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. The engines, the sim sounds might get really loud. I'll check the volume once I get airborne. If it's loud, I'll turn it down. So don't think you have to yell about it. All right, let's rock and roll. Dulles traffic, United 1215 Heavies, departing runway 30. We're going to be exiting the airspace to the southeast. Dulles. Oh.
Airspeed's alive. knots.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Dulles traffic 1215 heavy is clear runway 30 is in airspace to the southeast. Dulles. Struggling to maintain that altitude. These big old engines, and we're so light. As soon as it gives any thrust, and it nose just wants to climb on up. 10,000. Into some turbulence. Come on. They were getting these stutters because we're like passing over DC and it's rendering all of DC plus this nice thick cloud layer. If I wanted to log on to this, how in the hell am I supposed to put in letters? Like, how are you supposed to type in here? No clue. Use the MCDU, then click on the screen. Alright. When we get closer to Jack Center, I'm gonna try to HC connections established. Down. Network ready. Down. Alright, that's cool. All these are what? Requests. So if you want to check in with them though, how would you check in? Level request, route request. I don't want to request anything, I'm just going to say, hey, I'm here. Set request, yes. Where'd I do that at? Set requests, yes. Zach, I've got Pmdg sounds. I haven't been able to find, like, I'm part of FT Sims, like I'm on their Patreon and pay and shit, but I've never seen never seen a link for the sounds. Let's go look. Is that it? I got G. I think my engines are GE. I guess that's it. Last time I came here, it wouldn't even let me like hit load more or none of that stuff. I'm guessing this is probably it. I've searched for it in the past. Whenever I've searched for it, it would never show me anything. But it's almost like the whole Patreon wasn't loading back the last time I looked for it. But all the sounds, like, is it actually worth it? Because the streams that I've watched with the sounds, it didn't seem that different. Alright, so plain nuts. When you say it's where to go? Set request yes. Where do I go to set request yes? Yeah, I've never seen a whole lot of a difference in the sounds, or heard a lot of the difference in the sounds. Oh, I got you. Gotcha. Never mind. Okay. I thought it was like a setting that I needed to turn on to be able to do CPDLC. But J-Foot, Plain Nuts, great to see you guys. Welcome aboard. Get all this fucking flickering. It's obnoxious. I don't know how to CPDLC. Well, don't use it. Maybe position report will. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Either that or maybe a free text. I think initial contact has to be over the radio. Ah, okay. I'll do that. Hopefully they'll take CPDLC. So over Norfolk now. About to be over Norfolk. So about the time we get off the coast is when we'll enter Jackson. As you can see, got a lot of weather. You see, like we flew through this stuff and like none of it was showing up on weather radar. I wonder if we need to be outside of active sky. That looked a lot more accurate. Yeah, now we're getting weather radar. Good to know. So I guess if we want weather radar, we're going to have to use Microsoft's live weather. That's a big difference. The last layer was like straight up overcast layer. Yeah, so I've got that light mod that's on FSTO. It brightens the lights. I just wanted to try it out, see what it was like. That's why we're seeing it inside the airplane. They had to go 2 go-arounds in Charlotte, really. So it doesn't have vectors to ILS down. I could imagine. I haven't used Beyond ATC and shit. Hot minute. It's funny because when I was at Expo, they had a smoking hot chick working the booth. And I walked by and I was like, hey, by the way, I fly the shit out of Beyond ATC. And then I haven't flown it since. I am kind of curious about the other one, whatever the other one's called. I know it can control traffic. I saw somebody, I think I saw Blue using it, and I was kind of impressed. Yeah, it definitely brightens the lights, for sure. So, good news for you all, I guess, if y'all care. I finally have all the stickers needed to make sticker packs on YouTube. Got in my last sticker yesterday. So we're going to be selling sticker packs on YouTube. I wanted to get better renditions of the stickers that I already had for Expo. So I think we finally kind of are there. Got the Chicks Dig My Side Stick. Got that one in like a clear background, although it doesn't look like it until you take the backing off. But it's got a clear background, so it'll look better on whatever put on. Same with the Let's Go stickers. That one too is a clear backing. And then the rest are the same from Expo. Got the 737 yoke, the side stick, and the channel logo. Start selling those. We just got to figure out how the hell to put those on. But I'll figure that out. I'm sure it's not hard. It's getting better, just not quite there yet. Good. Glad they're making progress on it. I think it's a great product. It just needs it needs a little refining. But you know, everybody was like super eager for it to come out, so they said, "Yeah, come on, bring it out." Even though Beyond ACC was saying that it wasn't ready. We should start seeing some higher tops and some weather off of our right wing here in a little bit. Cross waypoint gears. Now, if this was real life and there were some pretty big thunderstorms out there, we would definitely see them popping up above the rest of this shit. You'd be surprised, like, just how far out you can see towering thunderstorms with the naked eye out the window of the airplane. So some of my coworkers and my boss are talking about thunderstorms down in Lauderdale, which is where we're going. Hey, there was lightning. Can't believe it. There's actually lightning in live Microsoft Live weather. They sent a picture of all the nastiness outside. My boss said it's about to get bad in Lauderdale. My colleague said one diversion so far. 512 Austin Lauderdale is going to Tampa. Praying it stays to the west for now. Sail is at flight level 650, 65,000 feet. That's where one of the sails is at. So let's see if we can find it. Ah, there's Lauderdale now. So that's the airport. Let's go to Echo Tops. This one's maybe 50,000 feet. I don't see nothing at 65,000. That one's certainly the most severe. I think the software that we have at work can be exaggerating a little bit. I trust this way more. So I get some of those little afternoon pop-ups in Central Florida. This is the stuff we'll be flying by here shortly. $55,000 foot tops on this one. Yeah, we should be seeing thunderstorms out the window right now. We don't see shit. Makes me wonder how far behind the weather in Microsoft is. I see how that's poking up out of that shit. We should be seeing that. But all this way. And you can even see there's a cell on radar. You can see it right there. Got another one over here. We should be seeing all of that out the right window right now. And I think those cells are probably maybe these two. Something in the past for sure. I've always felt like the weather in Microsoft Flight Sim is like 30 minutes to an hour old. And it ain't actually live by any means. Beats the default by a mile even though the state it's in. Yeah, I could a gajillion % agree with that. Oh shit, man. Jack's got off. Fuck. I was wanting to test out the CPDLC. Bomber clots. Bum, bum, bum. It's weird. I feel like you get better textures. You get better textures in like Showcase or whatever this is. It's like those predefined cameras, you know. I think the textures are a lot better, like those wall textures. You can only move the camera around if you have like a head tracker or something. It like overrides. No, I guess maybe not. Let's get all the flicker in here. Where you don't get no flickering. Never mind. There's a flicker in there. Disregard. Everybody can smoke. Light them up. Give me some moves actually. So they're no longer connected. I wonder if it would tell you that anywhere. Dance and Shadow, yeah. They've been around forever. Question is, do you think they'll have that fixed in 2024? I kind of feel like they won't. I'm really hoping that they've taken all of the flaws that are in this sim and fix what they can. Sorry guys, my colleague's got a question about an email on one of our delivery flights. They can't figure out what's causing it in 2024. Oh shit, or in 2020. Then yeah, probably not going to. Hopefully, any issues they have found with 2020, they'll fix what they can. I really hope they can figure out the whole weather API thing. I know it's a legal issue, not a technology issue. Hopefully they can get that figured out. So we can have like an actual weather radar for all airplanes and not just, you know, either official partners or whatever. Maybe since it's all new base code built from the ground up. Yep. Fingers crossed, man. I know what's really gonna piss me off is that everybody talks about cameras. We need better cameras, or at least open the API to other developers like Parallel 42, so they can bring on chase plane. They won't fucking do it, and there's no legal there. Like there's nothing but just they won't fucking do it because they think their cameras are good. When 2024 comes around, if all we have is this fucking drone camera and this like pan around camera, I'd be fucking pissed because it's been a big thing that everybody's been screaming about for a long time. Like I get the weather radar because Medio Blue is providing the weather data. Therefore, if you open up the weather API to devs to use weather radar, you're essentially giving Medio Blue's data away, and Microsoft Sobo doesn't own that. Like I get that, but the camera API is purely, as far as I know, just Microsoft and the Sobo being like, oh, we think it's good enough, fuck what you think, and not either making it better or at least giving the API to Parallel 42 to make chase plane. And even Parallel 42 has said, go to the forums. Here's a link to the forum on this particular topic, and upvote the shit out of it, so that maybe they'll open up the camera API. So 2024 comes around, and all we have are those two. I'm gonna be fucking furious. I guess any builds is gonna pull a Pmdg on the A350 build. Our hopes up only to produce pics and hype trailer. What do you mean by that? I'm gonna pull a Pmdg on the A350. Oh, like they're gonna like show you some shit, but then like not give you any updates or like how far along it is, or is that what you're talking about? And they're saying it's supposed to be out this year. Red Eye, what is happening, my friend? Great to see you, dude. Love the new gear. I appreciate it. Thank you. I got it all made for Expo. But doing good. No major complaints. I mean, I've got plenty that I can complain about, but nothing major. Doing all good here. How about yourself, Michael? Hello to you as well, my friend. Great to see you. Welcome aboard. Oh, I think Jack Center's back. Maybe not. No, I think so. Yeah, 3592. Isn't lit up on here yet, but it looks like they have a supervisor with them. Jax _ 301 center. Yeah, it's gotta be those two. We'll either wait for a ping or wait for it to show up on Valanza and see if we're inside. We should be crossing into their airspace pretty soon, if not already. That's cool. Oh yeah, another showing. $35.92.
Factorman, thank you, radar contact, 40 miles south of the Charleston VR, flight level 36 here, hello.
Hello.
Jack Center 9 to 1215 heavies on the northeast side of your airspace over the Atlantic, flight level 360.
Yeah, the 1215 heavy, hello, ident, please.
Go ahead, dent in this airplane.
Delta 1383, telemetry, flight level 330, 4350 with you. Delta 1383, Jack Center, hello, ident, please. Ident, Delta 1383.
Lap calling, descending into Jacksonville, take it. Alright, Delta 258, Jacksonville Center, your radar contact about 40 miles northwest of the jet. Jacksonville International Airport, stand by the day 01 arrival, expect runway 8. Expect the visual runway 8. The Jacksonville altimeter, 2, correction 3003. United 1215 Jacksonville Center, welcome to the party, good afternoon.
Welcome to the party, good afternoon. Who the man? This person's obnoxious. Jacksonville Center. Yeah, it's great time for some flight sound. Yes.
Jackson Center, Southwest 1274, with you, call level 260.
South 1274, Jackson, hello, ident.
According to the very boring dev stream, they are to do a update on the 350 this week. Nice. I saw that they had a dev stream.
Reporting to your radar contact, 17 flight level 35, sure, that's going to be your final today. Traffic 1270 for your radar contact, 17 level 35, sure, that's going to be your final today.
350, Southwest 1274, thank you.
What was spin 99, Jackson, on frequency? Is that a yes or no? I see you picking up the mic, but I'm not getting any transmission from you.
They might as well say not till 2024. Yeah, at this point too, for most airplanes, I would just assume they're going to put them out for 2024. Except maybe the Phoenix 19 and 21. I think that's too far along. Although it's been over 4 months since we've heard from them. But I think for them, I think they'll put that out. Kimlo, Helmo, sorry about that. But hey, great to see you as well. Welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I sent a CPDLC message to Jack Center. Let them know that I have CPDLC on board. We'll see if we ever get any response from them.
Any way we can get runway 14 for arrival, please?
Number 1800, Golf, take your radar contact about 30 miles north of the St. Petersburg, New York, inside level 270. 70.
Maybe once we get a little bit further down the road towards close to Hog. Well, by then it'll be useless. So maybe we make a request a flight level change to climb the tops. We got shit out. We got nothing out in front of us now. Phoenix is starting to get on your nerves. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. They tend to get really quiet. And then like whenever they're getting ready to put shit out, they come out with these fucking super technical like showcases. I mean, I love the Airbus, but even the shit that I don't care about. Now I will say that when they put out the Block 2 and they showed like what the engines were capable of doing like fan blade icing and that kind of shit. Flame outs, like I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was bad.
Jacksonville Center, Sterling Bay Connector with the 360.
But when you gotta like start showing off schematics and shit, that's where I check out.
Currently entering airspace, 6 nautical miles away from Melody.
Yeah, it's been 4 months. I was looking at their shit the other day, seeing the last time they put out an announcement, and it was like, it's about 4 months ago, a little over 4 months ago. Lightspeed, what up? What's going on, man? How you doing? Let's request. Let's see. 380. Huh? How's that? There we go.
Delta 250, the airport's going to be at your 9 to 10 o'clock, 15 miles for the airport side. Delta 250, turn left heading 140, the airport's going to be at your 9 to 10 o'clock, 15 miles for the airport side. Thank you, clear visual approach, I'm ready.
See if we get anything in return. I just want to see. I just want to see if this shit works. He said, hashtag stay hydrated. Oh, I love it. That is funny. That was a nice setup. Is this clamped onto the desk? I think it is. It's pretty legit if it is. I like it. Got some sexy ass MDs in there. Hell yeah! Thank you for sharing.
Oscar 161, respect is correct, Oscar taxi, expect on the way.
Oscar 61, we'll call you next, expect on the way to
The only thing I'm not sure of
Number 1774, Orlando, correction, Jackson, center, you can expect the TDC.
is that Jack Center got offline and then they came back. So that makes me wonder if I need to reconnect.
Level 1099, can I get a 360 truck here?
This dude's
Number 1099, Roger, make the left 36, implementing 3000.
Got the 3000, left turn. You say left or right turn, 360?
It's going to be a left turn for Southwest 1099.
Roger, left turn 360.
Southwest 1099, you can expect visual runway 14.
Got the visual 14.
Number 1800 Gold, this is the Depot 1 arrival, Jacksonville landing east runway, Delivery Jacksonville, 3003. Send via the Depot arrival, 1800.
ah, nice. Very nice. Yeah, that way you're not having to like reach way up, you know. It's a little bit closer to where it needs to be. I like it. How do you find out if a like many of these guys are request controller info? Maybe this. Isn't there a way to find out like if a controller can do CPDLC or not?
Welcome to Jack, second parking via Alpha Hotel. Have a great day. See ya.
Jacksonville Center, November 1800 Golf. I have a request. Can I request runway 8 just right off the taxi?
Number 1800 Golf, December, you can expect a visual runway.
Alright, great. Expecting visual runway 8, 1800 Golf.
Southwest 1099, as you roll out of the dirt, the Airbus is going to be at Roger, 12 o'clock, 20 miles, when able, report
Yeah.
high.
And I kind of done that already. I sent a
Roger,
CPDLC
12
message
Foreflight.
requesting climb to 380 at this waypoint that we're crossing here in like 5 miles. When I sent it, we were about 45 miles from the waypoint dunk. Still haven't heard back, so I guess this dude probably is not CPDLC capable. I have successfully done CPDLC in the Phoenix in Europe, and I do remember.
1099 has a field like.
7 visual approach, runway 14.
Where's visual 14?
And 7 with 300 on 4, runway 14, clear to land.
14 clear.
Let's see. Yeah, I think if they had CPDLC, it would tell you right here. I think that's how I looked it up with Europe, folks. Let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, here you go. Channel control, Hoppy, CPDLC, log on, EISE. So at least he gives you, info that lets you know that you can do CPDLC. Here's another one. CPDLC and PDC on EDWB. CPDLC above flight level 285 only. Which is pretty realistic.
To the west of the charge intersection, flight level 35, good afternoon.
350, good afternoon.
Negative, that's for Giant anyone 05 Heavy. Giant anyone 05 Heavy.
Adrift control, CPDLC, CMRL.
Where are you?
Yeah, so this is a good way to find out if they have CPDLC or not.
The time is going Jack, can I go again?
Chicago don't.
For the American calling Jack, can I go again?
Never mind, American 325.
American 325, Jack, right then.
Since Orlando is our alternate, check the ATIS there and see what they got going on. Info Golf wins 116 at 116 at 5 knots, 6 miles, scatter 45, broken 30,000. Temperature 34, dew point 24, altimeter 3003, sometimes approaching departure parallel, runways in use, special approach runways 18 right, 7 right.
American 325, American 325, level 350.
Level 350, American 325.
Plane crashed at Oshkosh, 2 dead. Can't say that is surprising. As chaotic as that shit gets, like me personally, I would never, ever, 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 ever fly into Oshkosh. Like you're relying way too much on just regular old GA pilots who have varying skill levels. Some not so much skill, and others with a lot of skill, to not fuck up in those complex ATC instructions. Now, was the crash? Was it just like a GA airplane, or was it like an airshow crash?
Runway 1774, runway 17 right, taxi the Gulf of the 1. taxi the Juliet Alpha Lima. That was Jet 2669, Jack 70 on frequency.
Was that call for stealth with 1099?
Oh,
Negative.
dumbass.
Rate Aviation 2669.
Damn. Let's see. Grounds, Oshkosh. Day 1. Shit's grounded.
South Flow 34, Atlanta, Eastern radar service terminated, frequency change approved, take care.
Oh, we're gonna come up with Silver request.
Delta 1383 Miami, Jetline radar service terminated, frequency change approved, take care. Delta 1083 Jack.
Winnebago County Sheriff's Department. Multiple engines
Delta
respond to
1383 Jack Center.
farm field in the area of Old Knapp Road. Once on scene, responders discovered that the plane was fully engulfed in fire.
Yeah, that's 1215 Miami Center, reach plane radar service terminated, frequency change approved, take care.
Over to Unicom, have a great day. Thanks for ATC. No, it's okay.
Jacksonville Center, good afternoon. Beacon 2669, climate 270-3350.
Solid 2669, Jackson, follow your radar.
Interesting. This is VHF data. So I'm trying to get COM 2 so I can monitor, like have Unicom monitor whenever I'm just on, like if I'm on CTAF but I want to monitor Unicom as well. So if I do the right VHF, which this is in the Pmdg 777, this is the left, this is the right, and then I believe this would be center down here. Yeah, I can see center's lit up by default. So COM, but it depends on what COM 2 is on with D-Pilot. So it's not the right COM because it's not lighting up with receive. So if I do center, it does not light up. If I do it down here, Still doesn't light up, although it did a second ago. It did light up, now it's not lit up. Now it is. Alright, so now it is. The problem is this is on VHF data, which is what ACARS comes through. So I don't want to change that. It's almost like I won't ever have the ability to I guess if I need data, I'll just switch it. Well, learned something today. Delayed an hour. Storms let me know how the hotel Wi-Fi is so bad I can barely watch the stream. Wrong side needed back at work. Without him, all goes to shit. I appreciate that. It's funny that you say that though, because some of my colleagues were texting about how bad Lauderdale is about to get weather-wise, and I told them I'm streaming Dulles, Miami right now, 777-300. I'll give y'all a report after I land. About to enter the ARs now. So, funny you say that. I was having that same conversation with my colleagues. But sure, I will let you know. Sucks the Wi-Fi is a piece of shit. Yeah, what can I say? You know, when I'm not at work, things go to shit. Or maybe things go to more shit when I'm at work. So maybe me not being there is making it better than what it would be if I was. Okay, I'll send a message. We've only been having hundreds of cancellations. What's one more? You know? It's a VIP. We'll code it to a VIP cancellation. And then we'll have to figure out a way to make it a non-controllable so that we don't have to pay for it. Jim! What is going on, man? Great to see you, dude. Jim is a fellow colleague, one of our ATC coordinators and next day routers. Jim, are you at work or are you at home? Cancel everything, ground stop everywhere in the Northeast. Really? Because of that weather in DC? No, I see some sales in New York too. I'll show y'all what Jim is talking about. So here's what we got going on. So we got national flow programs for Newark, the thunderstorms, JFK for thunderstorms, as well as Miami. So that's going to be when ATC is giving you essentially a wheels up time to sequence all traffic so that they don't experience an overload in volume to avoid potential diversions. Then we also got ground stops for Baltimore, Newark, Houston, LaGuardia, and Philly. Houston's on a ground stop for thunderstorms. That's interesting. go. Oh yeah, definitely had some weather over the field. Has since dissipated, so that ground stop hopefully go away shortly. Then we got, looks like predominantly, yeah, all departure delays. 45 minutes of growing in Baltimore, 60 minutes in growing in Newark, 75 minutes in growing in Lauderdale, 60 minutes in growing in Houston, 15 minutes in JFK, 60 minutes LaGuardia and getting better, 30 minutes in Miami getting better, Opelika, 45 minutes and increasing, 60 minutes for Philly and Teterboro and increasing. This is nasty. So this program for Miami is for the entire country, all centers. And then DC, Newark, JFK are all centers plus CCY, so some Canadian shit. Now for these ground stops, Houston is first tier only, so that's going to be Houston Center as well as any other center that touches Houston. LaGuardia, it's going to be Chicago Center and Cleveland Center, I believe, COB. Have to look it up. Baltimore looks like Boston Center. Philly is Cleveland Center. These are all things you have to know as a dispatcher. And so the other side of this, so say for Houston, the next update on the ground stop is at 1930 Zulu. There is a medium potential of extension. That's what POE stands for. The scope is first tier, and it's due to weather and thunderstorms. Now y'all learned something. It's pretty bad today. Was going to do routing, but called for ATC. Look at the departure delays. No gates opened to route out of Florida. Damn. I guess it could get worse though, right? Like there's no FCAs out. That's one thing to be grateful for. Although never say never. Refresh the page and bam, there'll be one. Damn. So next update on Houston's not for an hour and a half. Update on LaGuardia. Make sure my Zulu time's up. My Zulu time was frozen. So update for Houston in 25 minutes. Update in LaGuardia in 40 minutes. Philly is in 55 minutes. Same with Baltimore. So all I hear is I've officially been notified via YouTube. Houston Lauderdale is canceled and I can go to the bar. Got it. I'll pass along to dispatch. Yep, that'll work. Officially, unofficial, officially. I like it. That's funny. The shit, I mean, you could end up getting even more delayed. I doubt it, though. They got an average delay on Miami of 217 minutes. I feel like those times can't get worse. But then again, who knows? 217-minute average delay. 25 an hour arrival rate. That sucks. Anus. Let's see. I don't remember where it's at. Or maybe it's not going to show me since I'm not. There's a particular page I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't think it's going to show me on here. Have to be on a work computer. Maybe. Let's look at the current reroutes that are going on right now. Got the Ohio Valley to Florida, 2 partial. Florida to Newark and LaGuardia is rerouted. Going into Z and Y. We got the Grecky 1. Montgomery 1. If you're coming from out west to Austin or San Antonio. Got both Houston Airport CDR swaps. That's going to be for thunderstorms. So in that event, the dispatcher would plan normal but fuel for any potential swaps to other coded departure routes. Same thing with Lauderdale and Miami. So hopefully the dispatchers will be enacting our new CDR swap game plan. I don't see. I was looking for like northeast of Florida to see if we would have been on a reroute on this flight. It doesn't look like it. Just if we're going Florida to Newark, LaGuardia, or if we were taking off from the Ohio Valley to Florida. And you'd be surprised at what they consider the Ohio Valley. Sometimes you see weird ass airports in there. Like I've seen Atlanta in the Ohio Valley advisory, and Atlanta is not in the Ohio Valley. So here's what the reroutes page looks like. I'm sure we've shown it on here before. Oh god. Plane is coming from Fort Lauderdale too. Still on the, oh wow. Oh no, Starbucks and hotels closed. Rip. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a hella long night. Damn. So V1, here's a little, you might already be aware of this page, but this is what dispatchers are looking at. Looking for published reroutes for flights when we're planning them. So let's say if you were, for you, since you're coming out of Houston, right? Where did it go? Right here. Houston, the IH and HOU CDR swaps. Strained area is ZHU. It's from 1530 to midnight Z. So we can click on the advisory, see what it says. Includes traffic, Houston departures to unknown. So basically anywhere, if you're departing out of either Houston Airport, you could see a CDR swap. Facilities included ZHU, Memphis, Jack Center, Miami, Fort Worth, Albuquerque, and Atlanta centers. All flights, again the time frame, probability of extension is moderate. A lot of times they'll put in here whether it's required or if it's recommended. Also those two different things, right? Departures can expect CDR swaps due to weather. Users should file normal routes but fuel accordingly. So there you go. So hopefully you'll have a lot of gas for CDR swaps. Now, if the dispatcher is of moderate to high skill level, then they will determine more than likely what would be the most realistic and most restrictive CDR swap that you could get. Fuel for that on top of any other additional fuel for constraints on that route, and then have that fuel but file you on the normal route. And that way, if you get a swap, you're fueled for it. You don't have to go back to the gate, get more gas, and everything works out as it should. Alright, got top drop coming up in about 50 miles or so. Looks like one of those ground stops fell off. Yep, the Houston ground stop went away. Kind of figured it would from looking at the weather. Figured it would cancel pretty soon. Still got some long ass taxis. So V1, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you're not going to be departing for a while, but taxi fuel is something to consider as well, on top of all the CDR shit. Well, pretty interesting. So I shouldn't be planning to land with man dispatch fuel tonight. No. In fact, as dispatch managers, we have recently been instructed to kind of change the tone and go from like, hey guys, you know, plan for only fuel you need, and we are trying not to burn money that we don't need to burn, to fill it up. Like, no diversions at all possible, no diversions. I feel like somebody just discovered that diversions are more costly than taking fuel. And I'm sure, like, that's definitely a fact, flight by flight, right? Like, looking at one flight, does it cost more in diversion than it does fuel? Of course. But when you look at, say, 850 flights a day, more or less, you know, 365 days a year. There's obviously some days we got to reduce flight schedule. But if you're taking, let's say you're taking 45 minutes of gas every single Florida flight, every single day, versus the, you know, average number of diversions we have in the summertime, that could far outweigh like how much more expensive it is than diversions. But the diversions have gotten so bad. Like last weekend we had 14 diversions in one day. So after that they were like, nope, no more diversions. It's super, super expensive. Please give gas. Yeah, this for you V1. This right here. So this is the DD stands for departure delays. At the top, you come down to Houston, says 60 minutes, so hour-long departures right now, and then the plus sign means increasing. If you like look at LaGuardia and you got the minus sign, that means decreasing. This is about the only way that dispatchers really have to know about departure delays. You know, if you're at the airport yourself and you know there's only so much visibility you have to the airport, even when you're there, much less when you're in the cockpit pre-flight and you can't see shit, right? So like you don't have the best idea of departure delays, and us being in an office, you know, 500 miles away, we're even further disconnected. But the only thing we could do is maybe look at flight radar and see a line of aircraft. That's about the only way we're going to be able to do it. But again, for you, I would definitely want some taxi fuel, but who knows what the taxis are going to be like, you know, 2 hours from now. If your airplane is still in Lauderdale, that's gonna be a 2-hour flight plus, you know, 45-50 minutes to turn the airplane. So the departure delays could be completely gone in 3 hours and not even need extra taxi fuel. But who knows? That's one of the hardest parts as a dispatcher is determining taxi fuel. Alright, we'll talk about it real quick. On the 11-2, effective 15 March 2024, we are planning ILS. Runway 8 right. Frequency is 110.3, final approach course 92 degrees. Intercept the glide slope at lawn 1,500 feet. Decision heights 442. Touchdown zone elevation is 8 feet. MSA around the Dolphin VOR between 21 and 2,900 feet. Misapproach, climb 800, climb left turn 3,000. On a 270 heading outbound on the Dolphin VOR. Radial 335 to Barbara. Intercept DME 11.5 off Dolphin VOR and hold or as directed by ATC. Transition level 18,000 feet. 30 degree glide slope. Approach lights. Actually, we'll get to that later. Minutes for this approach 442 on the ceilings, 1 mile on the Viz. We got high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach lights, touchdown zone lights, PAPI on the left with 3 degree glide path. On the PAPI, RVR is reporting and 9,544 feet. Of usable runway 200 feet wide, and the runway is grooved. When we land, it's going to be a right-hand turnoff, and we're going to go to the north side of, I guess we're being realistic. We'd have to go to Concourse Juliet. We can either go Concourse D or Juliet. I know there's heavy gates at both of those. And we'll consider that briefed. We'll go 450 on the Barrow, which is 442. Quick. Level 2. Drop that shit in. Sweet. 110.30. 110.30, final approach course 92 degrees, looks good. Already got our extended center line and our range ring in there. Now we just kick back and chill. Still don't have any ATC. Lauderdale North Tower is on, but other than that, nothing for us. Makes sense indeed. There definitely has to be a trade-off of extra fuel and diversion probability. 100%. I will say, as of late, I haven't really had any eyebrow-raising fuel loads. Been pretty solid. You just haven't gotten specific dispatchers then. Because I know of some that even still, at this time of year, even going into Lauderdale, you'll still be planning like 4.6 on the Neo. 5.3 on the 321 Neo. And sometimes it's really hard for me to I can't intervene. They have operational control, right? But I'll see something. It won't be unsafe. It just might be stupid. And so I have to really pick and choose my battles on what I talk to dispatchers about. Like, hey man, I'm looking at the TAF and I'm seeing 3 miles, heavy rain, thunderstorms, blah blah blah. Should probably have an alternate instead of just gas, because as soon as you throw on an alternate when you have just gas, almost all that gas is gone and there's going to be an immediate diversion. If there is weather, you got to outhold the weather, then you got to outhold the stacks in front of you. Just gas don't work in that. If you have high confidence that the TAF is correct. I've actually dispatched flights where it'll say 3 miles, heavy rain, thunderstorms, blah blah blah, and then everything else that I see is that TAF's full of shit. But it's still an excuse to put an alternate, so I will. But then while my plane is flying, I'm watching the weather and I'm kind of cross-checking myself and what I saw and what I thought, and just to see if I was right. And a lot of times when I truly believe that a TAF is bullshit, I'm usually right. And it's not hard to be right. As a dispatcher, there's so much stuff that we can look at and kind of challenge what we're seeing. In fact, a lot of times, usually when a TAF is wrong, usually it's like not in a good way, where it'll say like Miami is VFR and no convective weather, and then we're looking at a squall line 10 miles to the west moving straight east. It's like, okay, TAP's bullshit. Do y'all keep a scoreboard of captains who bitch the most? No. Who is most likely to divert or anything like that? No, not like a scorecard. I mean, every dispatcher is kind of like pilots, right? Like everybody has kind of their own little blacklist. Now we see a lot more captain names than y'all see dispatcher names, so it's easier for y'all. But there will be pilots, like I always had two that I knew were going to be problematic. And I'm sure I know both of them have a reputation amongst the pilot group. So it wasn't just like, you know, me thinking they suck. Like, even the pilot group was like, I probably wouldn't want to put my family on their airplane. At least one of them. Like, I legit had a captain tell me that about a particular captain. I don't think it's around anymore. So we have our own list, but I think they are trying to develop something, not necessarily like anybody who bitches or likely to divert, but there was talk about shit. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Not necessarily like a likely to divert, but like, oh, I remember. Keeping track of when captains request more fuel and the reason for that. Because we see certain captains, like, it doesn't matter what fuel they have, like they always want 500 pounds more, 1,000 pounds more, and it won't even be a conversation. They just do it and then tell the dispatcher, like, I got this fuel. So I think they want to keep track of that so that the chiefs can, like, hold those conversations if deemed necessary. If it truly looks like, hey, like the last 15 flights you've just added on 1,000 pounds willy-nilly, never gave a reason, just told the dispatcher you did it, like stuff like that. But by all means, if there is good reason to add fuel, like as long as the appropriate channels are taken, having that conversation with the dispatcher, tell them what you see, they can tell you what they see, and if you still want it, you know, take it. Which is it's exactly how I train or teach my dispatchers, you know, to, if you have a pilot that wants more fuel, the requirement is, so it is a requirement, to have the discussion, tell them what you see. If they don't give a shit and they still want it, you know, give it to them. Don't degrade that pilot-dispatcher relationship over some fuel. And then if you truly have an issue with it, you know, escalate that. If they talk to you in an unprofessional way, escalate that. You know, we can pull recordings and send to the chiefs to be handled, but don't ever degrade that relationship just over some fuel. Oh, good to see you back, Andrew. Good to see you back, my man. Where'd you go? Grocery store? See ya, hoe? Oh, Zach said, V1, are you at the top of yours? The top of your naughty list? I hate these pixelated clouds. I hate it so much. Yeah, 100%, and that's gonna like make us not want to give gas well before, you know, just anything else. Get an update on the weather. Yeah, like if a captain calls and it's just a fucking asshole, then yeah, like, dispatcher's not going to want to give gas. It's like rewarding asshole behavior. But we don't have too many issues with that. Most pilots are do it the way it should be done. And I've legit had captains call and be like, "Hey man, I want gas for this and this," and then I'll give my rebuttal like, "Hey, here's what I'm looking at. You know, in my opinion, you got plenty enough gas to handle this and this." And I've had them straight up tell me like, you know what, like, you're probably right, and I know you have a lot more visibility to this stuff, but it would just make me more comfortable to take the fuel. Cool, no problem, take it. I ain't paying for it. Ain't coming out of my paycheck. And then it's always just interesting to see, once they get en route, if what they were concerned about was, one, did it actually turn out to be a concern? Two, did I plan enough fuel for that concern? And then three, to kind of look at what they landed with compared to how I initially planned it. Did they land with more than how I initially planned it before taking the extra gas? Did they burn into what they wanted? Did they burn into what they wanted plus what I wanted? I think that is one thing that a lot of dispatchers don't really do a lot, is kind of go back and cross-check their fuel planning, just especially like newer dispatchers. If anybody really needs it, it's just newer dispatchers, especially when you come from the regionals and you're used to planning, you know, E145s, E175s, CRJs. When you come to an airplane like the Airbus or, you know, anything bigger than a regional jet, you kind of got to hone in your fuel planning skills, not necessarily off recognizing constraints, but just like, how much time should I allot in extra fuel for this and this? And a lot of guys don't really think, and their workload might be too high to start with, but if workload allows, to go back into the ACARs and see what the airplane landed with and compare that to how they had it planned. Did they land with more? Did they land with less? All that shit. Mow the lawn. I got to do that tomorrow. Public Texas heat, dude. I'm telling you, last week I'd let my grass get so high I had to cut it twice. I had to knock it down on the first round, and then I had to actually mow it on the second round. I went through 3 lithium batteries on my weed eater, because I don't usually have to like weed eat much, so an electric weed eater is usually totally fine. And I went through 3 batteries just weed eating and edging. This piece of shit. But yeah, I feel you. I came in, I had a stream scheduled, but from the heat, got me a little migraine, so I had to push it back. I did have one time a few years ago, we had 200 pounds from min ramp, Jesus, to min takeoff fuel. I was like, what happened to the taxi fuel? The dispatcher was just as confused as me why the system didn't flag it. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that should not have happened. Well, I guarantee you they could see what happened and they just played stupid. We see the same thing over and over again. And so sometimes if you don't intervene with the software, you could end up in a little situation like that. It doesn't happen often because you got the 10 minutes of basic extra below the line. That is a little bit of a buffer, and that's why that's there. But yeah, sometimes like I'll be completely truthful. Like, there's been a few times that I plan a flight and I add 20 minutes of extra fuel, but the airplane is super light, not a lot of payload, especially like on a Neo, and I end up having less REMF than I'm supposed to. And I know exactly what causes it. So many times throughout most flights, when you add 20-30 minutes of extra fuel in the dispatch ad, that's going to put you well above REMF or min fuel. But then there'll be that one time that it's a super light airplane and you put 20-30 minutes of extra fuel and you still don't meet the company min REMF. And then the captain calls, he's like, hey man, I'm supposed to have 5.3 and I've got 5. And then I'll look and I can quickly look and catch it because we plan so many flights, the same user interface and the software every single day. I can quickly look and be like, shit, my eyes didn't catch the REMF. I put that extra dispatch ad and more or less just assumed you're above REMF. If they ask me for more gas, I'm just like, yes sir, cash or credit. And then you gotta have like a $5 service fee on top of that goes to you. Fill them up, check the oil, clean the windshield, over. There you go. I miss dispatching the buses. The 800s can't hold much gas when they're fully booked. Yeah. I've always known the Airbus was just a much more dispatch-friendly airplane over a lot of the Boeings. Also had a funny one when we had a new MEL for NOP printer, and I couldn't get amendment, so I eventually called, and he's like, yeah, send it to your printer. Oh, hang on, I'll ACARS it. That's one thing I never really understood either. Like, a lot of dispatchers will tell the software to specify whether or not they want to send it to the McDo or send it to the printer. I just send it to the McDo because if it's something you want, you can hit print and it'll print. And if you don't want it, you don't have to print it. So I just send everything to the McDo and let y'all make that decision. Like I've sent stuff to Denver all the way up to max takeoff weight with Colorado Springs, and wow. Yeah, that sucks. Well, I guess if y'all ever buy us out, that's something I could look forward to. Got some nasty weather off to the west. Got this aircraft climbing out. Looks like he's coming our way. Will be no factor. Let's get the CTAF from Miami. $18.3. This mouse, I'm gonna have to get a new mouse. Miami traffic. United 1215 heavy is about 15 miles to the northeast, starting the downwind leg, and we'll call base and final Miami. But it's not looking too bad for us. We'll try to avoid that weather to the west. Copa, we need to be at, or Copra, we need to be at 3,000. We'll make sure we get down there. Was it at work at night? Was it a nightmare at work when you guys had the IT issues? No, we're wired a bit differently than like Delta, American, United, like everybody that got really impacted by that global outage. We're wired a little bit differently when it comes to that software. So for us, it really just impacted the passenger side of the house. Like couldn't check folks in, couldn't check in bags, couldn't board airplanes, stuff like that. But all the operational control software like FPM, Aerodata, Flight Explorer, Movement Manager, all that stuff, it was unaffected. So we were able to keep the airline moving, but we still had a lot of cancels. The RTX 4070 is giving you 39 frames per second. Not sure what you're doing wrong. Jim, you got to remember, even I've got a 4090, right? And I'm not going to be getting like 60 frames with everything cranked up. If you're north of 35 FPS, you're going to be looking pretty good in this sim. Why is that moving? That magenta line is wiggling and squiggling. I don't know if I like the whole CTAF thing, 'cause I feel like most people don't get on it. Cut it before we hit that weather. We got traffic in front of us. I'm gonna slow it down a bit more. Miami traffic, United 1215 heavy is turning base, runway 8 right, Miami. Flaps 1. Freeware trial version, that's funny. Probably just had the bit torn another key. Probably. That's funny. Porter, what's going on, man? Great to see you, dude. Perfect timing for you. Coming in right as we get ready to shoot this approach. Capture loop. Flat slope's coming down. The flaps 5. Flat slope. Hope if I had my lights on. Miami traffic, United 1215 heavy is on 10 mile final 8 right, Miami.
2500.
Got this other guy up here, he looks like he's on 8 left. pause because of flight control replay.
Approaching minimums. 400 minimums. 300. 200. 100. 50, 30, 20, 10.
I was definitely nervous on that one. We were not in the speed regime that I wanted to be in at 1,000 feet. We were able to get it under control. Miami traffic United 1215 heavy is clear. Runway 8 right, taxiing the gate. Miami. I get shit frame rates at this Miami. I can't remember which one I have. I got both of them, but I bought this one because it had like some had the interior of the airport modeled. -116. Not too bad. Almost looks like we deviated between themselves. He's flying the retro. Oh, that's X-plane. It's 200. Now see if I flew on El Capitan's side, I could do this little number. And just have that down there to look at real quick. This is what I wanted Phoenix to do with the iPad. but put it on the tray table so you could look down at the iPad on the tray table while you're programming the McDo. But no, fucking Pmdg wants to take my idea and put it in an airplane, which is fine. I just want it in the Phoenix. I remember once we had some issues with FPM, and Roberto said he found online that the issues were fixed in version 3.1 or whatever. We were running version 2. I'm surprised you could find anything online. It's like that's kind of sensitive security info type shit. Surely we can find the latest version of FPM on the Pirate Bay. It wouldn't that be some shit? God knows how much airlines pay for that software, and you can find it and torrent it. Very nice. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you, Butter. Very, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right, time to get ready for nothing. Have a good night, y'all. Well, V1, good luck, my friend. Hope your flight goes well. Hope you're able to actually, well, I know you won't be mad if it cancels, but if it don't cancel, I hope you make it there without any issues. Let's turn on some live traffic and watch this airport come to life. I wonder if data link is lost because I switched to this. Or is it? Yeah, wow. See? So I can't even monitor COM2. No, now it says it's monitoring the right. Oh, that's weird. It's like it can't make up its mind. Gonna follow this big boy all the way over because I know he's going to the Juliet concourse with all the big boy gates that are not for American Airlines. Frame rates have definitely taken a little bit of a hit from all the traffic. I'm gonna disconnect from VATSIM. Oh, that traffic that was about to land was VATSIM. Shit. Connect. Let's watch them. Yeah, there he is. 7.4 maybe? Atlas. Oh, okay. That's the giant that was behind us. he might not have gear down. I don't think it's just... Oh, maybe it is down. It's just not showing it. Yeah, because he'd have been in the ground by now. There was an episode that we flew a long time ago with my boy Rio. We were flying in separate airplanes, and he thought he had his gear down, and it wasn't showing down on VATSIM. So I told him, like, hey, check your gear. He said, oh no, it's down, it's down. And then he hit the ground and his gear was not down. It was quite hilarious. We just wait on this guy to come out. Well, he just disappeared. So, you know, when traffic's in your way, just turn them off. If only you could do that in real life. Nope, not what I wanted. Let's see how bad we can fuck this turn up. Not sure if I told it. J11 Alpha. Oh my god, we gotta make that. Yeesh. We'll try it. Damn, how far do you want me to go? Blind trust right here. That figures. Alright, we're just going to tell this in the flight. And We're gonna get everything set up for landing and play the replay. Yeah, I think she did want me to run her over and wash my windows with her mouth. Alright. Let's connect. We'll take it a second. There we go. I know I worked the rudder pretty good right before touchdown. Let's see how that rudder looks. So much. See a little bit of kickage there. That's a good looking airplane. Damn monster. Wiggle. Just a little wiggle right there, right there. Squaring it up. See how bright these lights are. Oh yeah. I kind of like that. That's exactly, that's part of why I didn't fly the A300 today, because I know I've forgotten how to fucking fly it too. Dude, I like these lights, man. Like, to me, that looks quite a bit more realistic. Just the brightness level. Like, I know when I see airplanes flying at night, you get a lot more of this kind of glow, and until they're right up on you. Reflecting off the ground like that. Dude, I like that. I don't know if the beacon is that bright, but that looks good. Looks real good. I want to see what an approach looks like. From the cockpit at night, and then we'll see how atrocious our parking was. They just tried the Pmdg GSX 777 seated passengers FPS kilo. Really? I saw it had an update, but I'd already started my no, the servers were down to update it. I couldn't update. Wow, so they added the 777-300 for seated passengers. I'm just glad to know they're working on it. I'd imagine that the 737 would have been added a long time ago, and I hadn't seen it yet. But I'm like, I'm one update behind. Dude, I like these lights, man. I think these lights are pretty spot on. We'll get one more wing view landing, and then we'll outro it with the parking. Oh, hell yeah, nice. And the 7.3. I'm gonna have to get update that and do a little test flight, see how it goes. Yeah, Jay. That was one of the things that the author had said about it was, felt like the default lights weren't that useful. You couldn't really see much, and I agree. And these look pretty fucking realistic to me. I think the only thing that needs to be dialed down a little bit is the beacon light, but everything else, perfect. Alright guys, is that light my specific 777? It is. Yeah, it's on flightsim.to. It's been one of the most popular downloads for the airplane, I believe. But guys, if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for coming to hang out with us today on this nice little 777 flight from Dulles down to Miami. Always appreciate the support, and again, I got all the stickers that I need to start selling sticker packs. I'm gonna try to make them. Shit. We'll make them where you actually, you know, get your bang for your buck. I've seen some other guys selling stickers, so it'll be like $8 for a sticker. Not on the wrong side channel. We're gonna actually. I think I'm gonna do $10 for 5 stickers, $2 a sticker. So a tad bit of revenue, like cents on the dollar revenue. But if you're looking forward to that, and other than that, guys, we're gonna be streaming tomorrow. I think we're gonna go back to the Airbus tomorrow, maybe. Although I might want to stream some of the seated passenger stuff. But until then, guys, be good at it, keep it on the wrong side, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.
Let me